Hello and welcome to another video. In this one, we're going to be talking about abstract class variables. And this was actually brought up by Peter on my Discord. And we'll show an example that's very similar to this. Spoilers, Spyro actually immediately jumped to the right solution. So, oh, well, I guess you get the hint up front, but I'll show you how it gets done there. I didn't know how to do this. One of the things I hadn't figured out yet, so I'm actually very glad that Stuart also proposed the correct answer down here. Yes. Going to steal this then. Yes, indeed. Okay, anyway, enough Discord. Let's get started today. So we're going to clone. Oh, nice. We got it in tab completion. And you're going to set up a virtual env just so you can show what Python version and MyPy version. I think we're going to be fine with Python 3.12 today. Pip install MyPy, and we'll cd into puzzles 004 today. All right, so the summary of the problem is we have a class, an abstract base class, and we somehow wanted to define that it has a name as a class variable. Specifically not as an instance variable, and I'll show you one false start solution that doesn't quite work correctly. MyPy has a concept of abstract base classes, either through ABC and later we'll see through protocol. But this is insufficient to trigger its machinery, and in fact, even if you import ABC and you do abc.abc in this, it's also insufficient to trigger its machinery. In this particular case, we have a abstract name variable, we have class method that utilizes it, we have an instance method that utilizes it, just to kind of show some example usage of why you might want something like this. The important part is being able to access it through the class. It's very easy to do this as an instance method, because that's sort of what ABC is designed around. But particularly as a class variable, this is tricky. In our example here, we have one concrete subclass that's good. It has this name filled out properly, and we have a bad subclass where it is missing the name. And if we run this, you'll see that it crashes at runtime with an attribute error. But if we were to run this through MyPy, MyPy is completely okay with this. So it didn't properly detect that we haven't done our abstract base class correctly. So our static typing is sort of failing us here. I guess let's get started with a false start solution, and underscore just in case it needs to be an actual valid module name. Let's start with a false start solution, which is to utilize ABC itself. And this is one that I've seen used in the past in a bunch of places in Sentry's codebase, because they tend to, for whatever reason, there's a lot of these abstract base classes in Sentry's codebase. I actually find them really unmaintainable with how they're set up. But that's fine. That's a different story for today. So the proposed solution that I've seen, oh, I guess I should show the hint too. Yeah, the hint for today is not an instance variable, which is the false start that I'm about to show you. And then this is the spoiler for protocol, which we have already seen. Oh, and we have a different theme today because somebody said it. I think DDEL said it during my stream, and I forgot to delete the theme. Anyway, so the false start here is to use property and abstract method. Abstract method stacked on top of each other, which sort of looks like it works. If we do this and we run this through MyPy, we'll see that MyPy now properly detects that concrete bad has not defined name at all, which is good. So type checking is catching this properly. However, this is sort of an imprecise definition. In fact, we don't really want it to be a instance method at all. We want it to be a class method. So you could, I guess, stack in here class method, but I don't think that works either. Only instance methods can be decorated with property. Yeah, so MyPy is already unhappy with that, so this doesn't quite work. I want to show you the subtle reason why this doesn't work. I'm going to make another example here. We'll just call it runtime.py. I don't know. Import ABC class abstract abc.abc. This is very subtle. Property abc.abstract method def name self stir. We have good subclass abstract, which has name equals good. We have bad, which is missing the name. And this is all fine and dandy. This is the example that we showed before. But we also have this other bad, which is not caught by the type checker at all, which defines name as a property. And why might this be bad? If you were to write a function which takes in a type of abstract, and let's just say it prints tp.name, which we should be able to do if we've done all the typing properly and be able to print a class variable. This all succeeds, even though it shouldn't. So if we pass in good and other bad, MyPy is going to be completely okay with this. Take abstract is not defined. Oh, can't spell. MyPy is going to be completely okay with this. However, if we run this, we get sort of a nonsensical result. It's going to print out a property object rather than the actual name, and that's because we have the type and not the instance. What I wanted. We have the actual type and not the instance, and so a property on a class. If you were to access this other bad dot name, this is sort of the unbound property object, and if you were to make an instance other bad and then do other bad dot name dot double under get inst, right, this is roughly how a property gets called behind the scenes, but we don't want that. We wanted this to be the name up front. Okay, but anyway, all that to say is that's why stacking abstract method and property doesn't do what we want it to do, unfortunately. Actually, let's get rid of ABC here because that was just me showing something there. So let's actually do the real solution, and the real solution is to use protocol. Fortunately, for whatever reason, MyPy understands that protocol class, let's see, an abstract, double abstract in this case, so we'll import protocol. And if we move this to our abstract base class, our base class for our abstract base class, MyPy will now understand that this needs to be filled out, and we will properly get an error. We try and construct concrete bad. This is actually one of these funny cases in our typing puzzles where we're actually trying to get an error, but it's succeeding without doing that. Now, an interesting thing about, or interesting note about protocol is, I believe protocol just automatically gives you abstract base class, or ABC by default. Typing import protocol. Protocol.bases? Is it in bases? No. Does it work? I want to say, huh. I thought it got ABC by default, but I guess maybe protocols just work as an abstract base class without having it in the MRO. Oh, you need like the runtime checkable thing? I don't know. I mostly work with protocols at typing time rather than runtime. But fortunately, if we look at our solution now, we now have a protocol that requires name to be a class variable, and that is our base class of our abstract base class. And if we run this through MyPy now, should get an error, which is great. Yeah, so now it tells us properly that we cannot instantiate abstract class concrete bad with abstract name, blah, blah, blah. And we also would like to get an error if we were to define this as a property instead. So concrete bad 2. We did property def name self. This should also be an error because we're overriding a class variable with an instance variable. I didn't check this before the video. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Cannot overwrite writable attribute with read-only property. It's not quite the error that I wanted to get, but does that mean if I have a setter that it'll go away? Oh, we'll just step out the invitation. that mean this is go away? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so this is not completely what I want, because you can hack around it by making your instance property settable. I really thought this was an error to have a class, an instance value. Maybe this is just oversight in MyPy, and this should probably be an error. But anyway, what I wanted to say, dang, so there's still a problem with this, but it's better than what we had before, which can help us prevent the common case. I think it would be pretty rare that someone would intentionally try and make a setter here, but I guess if they follow the error messages and just made a setter, then dang. Okay, anyway. Actually, maybe if we instantiate it, it'll complain. It does do additional checking there. Nope, it does not. Oh wait, we would have to put the setter back. Shelf. Dang. Okay, well, good to know. Anyway, my point here is you can use protocol. It can help you enforce this to be a class variable in some cases, and can help you produce an error message when try and utilize a abstract class without it. I also want to show off the property and abstract method approach and why that didn't work, but here's my ultimate solution: is that, you know, utilize protocol. MyPy will understand that this needs to be a class variable, although less than I want it to be. But maybe that'll just be a bug report for MyPy, and by the time you watch this video, it will be fixed. Who knows? Anyway, hopefully you found this useful, and if you have additional puzzles you want to make or have me demonstrate on video, mention those in the Discord, and they'll get featured like this one. And I will see you in the next one.